How's it going, guys? This is Legendary Nats. You may be wondering where we are. Well, we're actually back at Firelink Shrine. In the last episode, we beat Ornstein and Smo with some help of some good old boys. And we went and placed the Lord's Soul. And I'm sorry about yesterday. I only had time to actually upload one video. And it's all because I accidentally deleted a bunch of my footage that I had. And so I'm going to try and make that up today. I'm feeling quite a bit under the weather. I drank like a bunch of Pepto and all this kind of stuff. Just been having some stomach problems, but I wanted to try and get this out because, you know, it's a bit easier to do it in a video game and all that. So, but you may be wondering why I'm standing in this particular spot. Well, we're actually going to be utilizing this today. So let's go and curl up in a ball and see what happens. And if you actually stay here for a few minutes, well, not a few minutes, but for a little bit, and pretend that you're an egg, this will happen. And we are now in another spot that takes us back to the undead asylum. But there's a few different things that we notice right off the bat. There's a few more enemies. And they're the annoying hollows that have the fire. They hit a little bit harder than the ones that were here before. But they're not that hard to deal with. And you may see that I now have a different spell rather than what I have been rocking with. That's because I've actually been doing a little bit of farming, not too much, but I have farmed a little bit, raised up my health all the way up to 20, raised my intelligence up to 14, and I'm trying to raise it up to 20 as well. And then I'm going to start focusing on strength and vitality and attunement, so that I can kind of get a little bit more of those stats in there. I'm almost level 60, and along with that I have upgraded my Pyromancy Flame to level 7, my Grass Crest Shield to level 3, my Elite Knight Armor to level 9, my Wanderer Boost to 4, and then these other things haven't been upgraded at all. So that's what I've really been doing, and now I think this time we should walk over here and should hear something.
You, give me warm, give me soft.
We see that there is something strange over here. And it's actually a pretty cool thing. These are what I like to call snuggly. But he actually gives us some items if we drop certain things, and I'm trying to pull up the list here of things that you can actually drop and see what all you can actually get. So give me just a second, okay? They're going to be cutting this part out, obviously, Stanton. Let's see if I can find Snuggly. Crow. Okay, exchanges. sorry about that, guys. It took me a minute to actually find it, but I'm going to kind of give you a list of things that you can actually drop off to this to Snuggly the Crow here, and it'll give you an idea of some things that you can actually get. So if you drop off some blood red moss clump, purple moss clump, or blooming purple moss clump, you will actually get twinkling titanite, which is a very rare titanite material that you can actually get. Cracked red-eyed orbs will give you purging stones. Rubbish will give you chunks. Dung pies will give you demon titanite. Egg vermifuge will give you dragon scales. Humanity will give you a ring of sacrifice, and twin humanities will give you a rare ring of sacrifice. The pendant that you can actually choose as a gift in the beginning of the game will give you a souvenir of reprisal. Prism stones will give you demon titanite. The pyromancy flame unupgraded will give you red titanite, a red titanite chunk, and if you give them an ascended pyromancy flame unupgraded, will give you a red titanite slab. The ring of the Sun Princess will give you divine blessings. A sack will give you the Demon's Great Hammer, which I do have that, but it's inside my inside my box. A Skull Lantern will give you a Ring of Fog. The Soul of Manus, which is a boss, will give you the Pursuer's spell. The Sunlight Maggot will give you the Old Witch's Ring. Sunlight Metal will give you White Titanite chunk. And the Xanthus Crown, which is something that we're going to get later on, will give you a Ring of Favor and Protection. Which, unfortunately, I don't have a Ring of Favor and Protection. I really would have had one by now if I normally did things. Because for the most part, I allowed Lauric to live. I normally don't let him live. Because if you kill Lauric, you know, the guy with the shiny brass armor, if you kill Lauric, you will actually get a Ring of Favor and Protection along with humanity and so on and so forth. So I tried to actually kill him every time because a Ring of Favor and Protection is actually really good. I personally like it because it makes things a little bit easier. It gives you a boost to your health, equipment burden, and to your stamina. So we're going to go ahead and sit right here so that we can be in this little area. So if we die, we'll pop back here and we're not going to go somewhere else. And we're just going to revisit this area and see what all we can find. Still a ball up there. And look who's back! But he's no longer alive. He's actually hollowed because, like we said, he's an undead. And so we just killed Oscar once again, which is sad. And it gives us the Crest Shield, which I think we had a Dragon Crest Shield. Yes. So let's see what this says. Speaking of which, this thing has some mad magic defense. Compared to the Dragon Crest Shield, this one has really good magic defense. Shield of a Nameless Knight, likely a high-ranked Knight of Astoria, one of the enchanted blue shields. The blue shield greatly reduces magic damage. So, and this one greatly reduces fire damage. So that's a really good shield, just to let you know. So if you are curious and want to use that shield, I definitely recommend it. It will help you out if you're trying to go up against something that does magic. So if you actually, which you can actually, oh gosh, there is a Black Knight here. I forgot he was here. Let's see if I can. Yeah. I said I was feeling sick. And I couldn't heal fast enough. He kept doing a lot of damage. But, you know, I'm not going to use that as my, you know, excuse. I just need to get good. But maybe this time I won't get, you know, destroyed. Get my butt handled to me. And it'd be really nice if I got a sword. If I got a sword, I'd be so stoked. I love that sword. That great sword's one of my favorite swords in this game. So if I can get it, oh boy, I will use it. Wow. I'd rather not die. I'd rather not die. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't gonna fall for it again, bro. Did I get anything? Yes! I got it! Nice! That is amazing! Oh, man. I am so happy about that. Look at this. My claymore that is plus 10 does not even match to its strength. But I don't have the requirements to be able to wield it. Because I think, yeah, I have to have 18 in dex. And I have 4 more points I have to get. But look at this bad boy, man. This thing is really cool. But it makes me fat roll, so I'm gonna, once I get my dex up. But it's got a very similar moveset to the claymore. So it's got the stab, the stabby stab, and the regular attack. So I'm gonna try and get my dexterity up before, you know, I start using it, but I will use it along with a couple other weapons that I want to use. See, this brings us right back into the original room. Right there. So, ow. Ow. Stop attacking me, bro. It's not very nice. So we're gonna go ahead and sit down again. But that was pretty surprising. I forgot all about that black eye. I knew there was one here, but I couldn't remember where it was at. I can't believe I forgot about it. So we're gonna just let the ball roll. Gonna kill this guy. Oh, gotta love the sexual noises, man. I mean, it's what makes this game, you know, so great. And we're just gonna continue on. Kill him, and then we should have this. Oh, we have 2 of them here. I like doing the little spin. And then take this. Have a good night. And we get a long sword. And now we have the ability to open up this door, which we didn't have it beforehand because we didn't have the key. But really, that just leads us to this right here to get the rusted iron ring. And we shall read what that iron ring does. It's actually a pretty good ring. Improves balance on poor footing. So if you're in a place that has water, that's a good one to have. The iron ring was used to shackle the guilty. It is terribly rusted and faintly stained with blood. Those who find this strange ring to their liking will be pleased to find it easier to gain footing on poor ground such as swamps. So if you have that ring, you can actually go inside of Blighttown into the little bog area and actually have a better time trying to run and walk than you would any other time. Because it is actually harder to be able to walk in those areas. So, I mean, and y'all saw how it was for us whenever we tried going through there the first time. It was pretty difficult for us to try and get through there. But if I was to wear it right here in this little area, it would give me a little bit more improved run, a better improved running animation. I think there's another Black Knight down here. Yes, I was right. He's got the great sword as well, so. There we go. And we got him again. Let's see what we get this time. The shield? Nope, we got the sword again. So now we have 2 swords. That's funny. And we have a new item in here. In our old cell. So let's see what that is. The peculiar doll. Let's see what that actually does for us. Do 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 do. No, that's a key item. A strange doll in a strange dress. There once was an abomination who had no place in this world. She clutched this doll tightly and eventually was drawn into a cold and lonely painted world. Now, besides the boss in this area, which we all know what this boss is, it's him. He's actually the last boss in this area. The demon, whatever that one is called. I think it's called the Strayed Demon. And that, besides having to come here to take him on, we actually needed to come here and get that item. We actually really, really needed it. Because if not, then we wouldn't have been able to go to one of the areas. Before we do anything though, I would like to go back to Firelink Shrine, and I am going to upgrade my whatchamacallit, my pyromancy flame here, so that I can actually, sorry, my phone had went off. It's kind of weird. Stupid phone. I should probably start turning off my phone, but I keep it on due to my just in case if my wife calls or anything like that, or if I have any important calls.
Oh, hello there. Oh, as always.
So I apologize about being a little distracted, bros, but I wanted to increase the pyromancy flame to be a bit stronger, so that, you know, endure stuff. And we had came here last time and saw that there is no Crestfallen anymore, and we actually had Sigmar here. Before we go back to that other one, that other bonfire, before we go back into the Asylum, we'll actually go see where Crestfallen is at. And I'll show you that right now, because I want to go ahead and end his little storyline, because it is kind of sad. See, this game has always been known for being very dark. I mean, it's in the name, Dark Souls. But there's a lot to this game that a lot of people don't realize, is that we have full-blown characters that have, I don't know why I just sent that back up, but we have characters who have detailed storylines, and he's got one as well. And it still stands, and there he is. And now he's hostile because he's extremely angry after what happened. See, and he actually tries to parry you. So if you're not careful, he'll actually parry you. Oh gosh. Let's see. Oh, wow. And I actually fell right off. I thought I was going to fall in that little thing. I will be right back. And we're back. So it's probably a good thing that I actually sent my elevator back up, because I ended up screwing up right there. But people tend to forget that these NPCs actually have really detailed stories. And unfortunately for Crestfallen, he had actually gotten to the point where he had gone mad because of the stench that came from Frampt. You know, it's bad breath, all these different things. Where's he at? Where is Crestfallen at? Did he follow with me? Okay. I'm a little bit confused. Let me see if I can restart my game and bring him back. So, be right back. And we're back. He still isn't back. That's a little bit odd. I don't know where he went. That's very odd. I don't know if that is a bug or anything like that. That's very odd that he's not here. I don't know if I'm supposed to rest at a bonfire or anything like that. That's not him either. That's just the corpse that we looted earlier in the game. But that's very odd. I don't know where he is. Watch it. I had to rest at a bonfire, and he's gonna end up popping back up. Just watch it. I just know it. I just know that's what's gonna happen. But that's very odd. I don't understand why that happened. Well, then never mind. I guess we're not gonna finish Crestfallen's story. I almost walked right in that. That would have killed me. Well, I'm sorry about that. I was trying to finish him off, and I guess he must have fallen off, but his stuff didn't pop up like it normally does. A lot of times if you kill an NPC and like if they fall off the edge of the wall or anything like that, like if you make them fall, you can actually just restart your game, and their equipment that you usually can collect from them is going to be right there. So like, to give you an example, Lauric was sitting right here. If I was just to kick him off, he would have actually fallen off, and then I could have cut and restarted my game, and he would have, you know, his stuff would have been right there. So that's very odd, though. I don't understand why that was the case. So now you're probably wondering, well, what are we gonna do now, Stanton? You know, you just wasted a bunch of time and you died like a loon. Well, what we're gonna do, we're actually gonna go and use our bonfire to go back to the good old place, the Asylum. Can't speak today, guys. And we're gonna try and take on the boss in this area. Now, I will go ahead and let you know now. I have terrible luck fighting against the Stray Demon. Always have. I don't know why I do, but the Stray Demon just gets me every daggum time. And I think it's because he does something different compared to like the regular Asylum Demon. And it's because he can now start using magic, and that's the reason why they gave you that shield, because he can actually start using magic. Now I'm not going to use it. Well, I could. For the most part, if you stay behind him, you tend to be okay. So we'll just try and see how it is, and if I have to change up stuff, I'll change up stuff. But if you come right here in the center, you'll fall right through, and then you'll take a huge chunk of damage because they like to really screw around with you. And you see, he actually takes a lot less damage, but you have to kind of be careful because he does a bunch of different things, but he still basically has the same movesets, but now he can do area of effects type of magic. So just kind of utilize that to your, you know, your whim. Right now he's kind of doing some good stuff for me. See, he's about to do an area of effect attack. And if he'll do this thing where he swings his axe, and when he swings the axe, it'll actually do an area of effect attack there as well. He's being really generous right now. I've had times where he's just screwed me over. But we're just gonna keep doing our thing. And there is a bit of a linger with that attack, so be very careful. See, that's the attack I was talking about right there. Where he'll do, where he'll throw his axe out there in the front. Crap. Oh gosh. Let's see. What's he about to do? Yeah, I knew he was about to do that. That almost hit me. See, I'm trying to be extremely careful with how close I get to him whenever he does those attacks. And trying to make sure that I... Okay, keep doing that. I'm okay with that. Man, he is being extremely generous right now. Normally he's not this generous. Alright. I almost made a mistake right there. Oops. Do your... Yeah. Do the bounce. That's my favorite. Do the bubble butt. Yeah. And he's doing it again. And he's dead. Wow. So I said that he does a lot of damage to me, and then I all of a sudden turn that right on around. That's kind of funny. And he gives me a slab, which is freaking awesome. So now we're gonna go right on over here, which this actually gets covered up whenever you're in the middle of the fight so that you can't try to utilize this. And we're gonna pop out right here. Just like that. And we're gonna head on down. Heck yeah. I'm from the south, so I can do that from time to time. If you didn't know. I mean, you should know. I've mentioned I am from Louisiana quite a few times. So, let me go ahead and utilize my levels. Actually, no, I'm going to use this to go level up my my flame a little bit more. And the next time that I actually do an episode, I'm going to make sure that I have all of my levels accordingly, because I'm going to do some farming so I can actually do that, because I want to actually make sure that I have that all in line, because I want to be able to start using a few different weapons.
Oh, hello.
So, let's go ahead and modify this. And now we can modify it to +10. And you can actually continue going all the way up, I think, to +15. So, and then you can ascend it even higher than that. So, but I wanted to make sure that I did that. And let's see. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to actually go back to Anor Londo. I'm not going to waste my last homeward bone. I'm actually going to have to buy some more homeward bones. But what I'm going to actually do, I'm going to head on back and go from there. I probably could go check with my boy Andre and see if he can actually do anything. But I don't think he can, especially not right now. But what we're going to do is we're going to head back to Anor Londo and we're going to do a little side quest over there. And I think I have to be human to be able to do it, because I have to take on a specific little enemy thing, because I actually have to do an invasion. And if you noticed when we were playing through it beforehand, while I was going through the area, it actually popped up a sign saying, well, you are now in an area that that black eye orb started kind of like going off. So we're gonna warp back. Actually, before we do that, we're gonna go to the sunlight altar, because I have a bunch of sunlight metals that I can actually go in, so I can increase my stuff with that and see what that gets me. So I will do that first. Of course. And look! Look who we have here.
Oh, hello there. Forgive me. I was just pondering about my poor fortune. I did not find my own son, not in Anor Londo, nor in Twilight Blight Town. Where else might my son be? Lost Asylum? Or the tomb of the Grave Lord? But I cannot give up. I became undead to pursue this. But when I peer at the sun up above, it occurs to me, what if I am seen as a laughingstock? As a blind fool without reason? Well, I suppose they wouldn't be far off. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun. The sun is a wondrous body, like a magnificent father. If only I could be so grossly incandescent. Oh, hello there. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun.
Okay, so he doesn't really have anything else to say. Well, he seems a bit disappointed because he's gone to a few different places and hasn't found his own son. So, I understand, my friend. So we're going to just offer those 5 medals. And I don't have any more. So what I'm going to make sure I do, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to do some farming. The best way I'm going to do some farming is actually going through and doing some assisting, like, you know, being level or being summoned into other people's worlds. So I'm going to make sure I do that so that one, if you, for example, if you go into the fight with Ornstein and Smo and you're summoned into that world, you actually get about 25,000 souls every time you beat with someone else, every time you end up beating old boys. So that is one of the coolest aspects of that. So there is that. And then 2, by doing that, it really does help out with getting those sunlight medals, because every time you are summoned into another world, you get sunlight medals. If you are a regular phantom, I think if you go beat the area boss, you get humanity. So that is another thing if you actually want to try and farm some humanity, which I will end up doing at another area, so I can try to farm some humanity with people. And there is a reason to it, because I want to make sure that I follow specific quest lines, especially one of the most important quest lines that I'm hoping that that will be unique to finishing the game. So, but with that being said, this is where I'm going to end this episode, guys. I am thoroughly enjoying myself, and even though I'm not feeling well, I've actually been sipping on some Pepto while I've been doing this. I am thoroughly enjoying myself, and I'm hoping that you guys are enjoying it as well. If you are enjoying the content, then please leave a like, subscribe to me, and I will do everything I can to ensure that what you're getting is top quality tier level stuff. Alright, thank you guys, and have a good evening. Cheers.